My dear Scotties, our supernatural spirited sprites, let the rain come down. You are ready for this and so much more. On behalf of the Alumni Board and thousands of alumni from every corner of the world, congratulations to you all for reaching this important milestone. You are now part of the Agnes alumni bond that encourages you to realize your full creative and intellectual potential. Agnes Scott's mission is to foster an environment in which women can develop high expectations for themselves as individuals, scholars, professionals, and citizens of the world. I ask you to embed this value in your spirit and spread it like confetti beyond these sacred grounds. I ask you to be patient with your spirit and trust that the essence of time is unique to your DNA. For each of you are about to embark in over 200 journeys of continued self-discovery. However, there is no pre-written master plan, no syllabus, no designated guide on this trip. You are on your own. You are writing your own novel, writing your own narrative now. This may seem uncomfortable. It may make you uneasy, but know that we trust in you. For the teaching you have received at Agnes only demonstrates what is possible. Learning is making it possible for yourself. So let's get back to that Agnes Scott value of high expectations. And while we gather in the spirit of umbrellas, this is actually going to require a little bit of audience participation because this class asked me to make sure that I speak to the parents, the families, the friends, the faculty, the staff, and the trustees as well on their behalf. So, let's start with this. A round of applause. How many of you are rooting for the success of these graduating seniors? Sprites, this is to show you you are never alone. Now, for those of you that are of a certain age, say maybe over 40, how many of you at the age of 21, 23-ish perfectly predicted where you are in your life today? Raise a hand. Okay, there's always one or two. Always one or two. However, that is not the norm. One more thing. How many of you sitting in this audience pivoted, had to rethink your direction, have life opportunities and complexities that made you make unexpected shifts? How about a raise of hands on that one? Okay. Sprites, I hope that you were watching. It is for this reason that I ask all of you in this audience to give the gift of time, reflection, and the freedom to be present to these students. But my dear Scotties, I ask you to be mindful of this gift of time and use it to reflect, for it has consequences. As my dear sisters, Jordan, Malika, have shared in their stories, I will also be brutally honest and vulnerable, but will try not to cry this year. When I was sitting where you sit today, this is where I get brutally honest, my GPA was at the very bottom of my esteemed class. Yet it was my Scotty life sisters, Anne, Gooch, Nima, Maya, Margie, who always made me feel invincible. They each reminded me that only you have the power to create and live your experiences. Nurture your Scotty family, no matter how far you roam, sprites. I took their belief in me to heart, and from the gates of Agnes Scott, I went off into the corporate world with a good-paying job that my parents were proud of. However, it became clear 3 years in that the career was steering my life instead of the other way around. Sounds familiar? As if Agnes knew I needed a bit of reflection and inspiration, I was invited to an alumni event on campus. During that visit, I met up with some of my beloved staff and faculty here, Stephanie Balmer, Giselle Narat. It was in those brief engagements with the members of this community who fully saw me through my mistakes and growth, and yet always invested their time in my potential, that gave me the courage to reflect on the possibility to rechart my course, leave my career in technology, and pivot into my passion, education. For this first-generation student, that was super scary, but Agnes had taught me that this life, you must listen to your heart, your mind, and your intuition. And Scotties, your intuition is your strongest guide. Agnes also educated me on how to find my tribe, my truth. Choose your life partners wisely, sprites. They will move mountains so you can shift and thrive. Thank you, Chris Martin. You will be pleased to know that since making that career pivot, I have experienced managing multi-million-dollar portfolios, engaged with some of the top leaders and dignitaries globally. I completed my master's degree, yes, even with that GPA. Time, my friends, is your friend, and created innovative programs that have impacted lives of young people throughout my career. Scotties, do meaningful work with purpose, no matter what you dedicate your life to. Know that growth is manifested in every morsel of time that we breathe on this earth. Just like the faculty and staff have pushed you to go beyond your limits at Agnes, know that we, as alums, are here to support you and living up to the promise of who you are and who you are becoming. As of this moment, you have earned the right and privilege to be called an Agnes Scott alumna. You are joining one of the strongest networks in the world. I encourage you to engage with the college and alumni wherever your path takes you. Stay in touch with us as your life unfolds. Be generous with your time, voice, and contributions to the Scotties that come behind you. You have already started to do this by raising $2,482, including a matching gift from a challenger to support your senior gift of an Advantage Award at Agnes Scott. Well done. And now, by the power invested in me as the president of the Alumni Association, I would actually like to ask for any alum that is here today to stand, minus the graduates, for right now. Please stand. I love the spirit here. It is the best. We are all bound by the legacy and responsibility of the Black Ring Mafia. Sprites, I now formally invite you to turn that special ring around So the A as C inscription faces outward towards the rest of the world. For those of you that don't have a ring just yet, grab the hand of a Scotty sitting next to you, and now all of you, raise your hands, united, that you will continue to foster an environment in which Scotties can develop high expectations for themselves as individuals and citizens of the world. We are so very proud of you. Do good, be just, without fear. Class of 2019, congratulations and welcome to the Alumnae family.